Hey there, and welcome to our Facebook Live Thursday. And I'm really looking forward to sharing today with you about how you can begin to tune in, how you can begin to tune in to your purpose. Because, there's a lot of noise in the outside world right now. And there are ways in which we're feeling pulled in so many different directions. And we have so much attention going outward. And I want to support you in being able to pull your energy inward so you can start assessing what you need most. So in order to be able to make the changes in the global community, as so many of us are feeling impassioned to do, we have to begin here within. So everything we're seeking externally needs to be resolved internally first. So the opportunity is here to begin doing the internal work so that we are prepared to put our attention outward, so that we are resourced to put our attention outward, so that we can make the changes in the world that we're wanting to help make. So here's the thing, and we're seeing this in real time right now. So many of us wait for a crisis before we act. I know this is true in my own life. I didn't leave my marriage, even though I had wanted to leave my marriage for years. I didn't leave until there was an acute crisis. We are now in an acute crisis of the pandemic, of racial uprising and racial injustice. And we are feeling the acute crisis, and we are feeling the need to act more than ever before. And part of it is that it comes to a head because we didn't act sooner. So I'm seeing this across the board with so many of my clients, and I'm seeing this in myself. The reason things come to a head, the reason we actually experience crisis, is in direct correlation and proportion to what we don't deal with sooner. We are seeing this on a global scale right now. But I want you to extrapolate this down. What have you been neglecting, avoiding, denying? What have you been not feeling or not dealing with that could potentially, down the line, erupt into a crisis? Because here's the truth. We create chaos in our lives when we avoid the truth. When we don't want to deal, we create chaos. We take an easy way out that is going to bite us in the ass in the end. And like I said, I feel that we are living this on a global scale right now. There's so much that we did not put our attention on. There's so much that we didn't deal with. There's so much we didn't want to look at. There's so much we didn't want to feel. There's so many ways in which we put our head in the sand. It's time to take the blinders off now so that we don't perpetuate this pattern of denial and then crisis. And we don't have to wait for a crisis before we invest in making a change. And that investment in making a change begins here. And I think that this is actually part of the purpose of being alive on the planet at this time. I think we all share a through line of this particular purpose, which is to get as clean and in as right relationship and in integrity as we can with ourselves. So that's what vibrates out, and that's what emanates out. Just want to take a moment, say hi. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Gina. Hi, Christiana. Hi, Karina. Paula. Hi, Safina. Hey, Janice. Hi, Linda. Hey, Reenie, honey. Hi, Ida. You love the green. I know. I had this. I've actually had this necklace since before the quarantine, and haven't had anywhere to wear it. And this morning, I thought, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to wear it in my house and on video. It's my favorite color. Um, hey Paloma, hi Robin, hi Kimberly, hey Daisy, hi Joe, hi everybody, hi Patricia, hi Tamara, hi Paulina. Robin said hi everyone, and Nancy, happy Thursday. Integrity is the key word. Yes. Hi Sarah, hi Sherry. Yeah, so I've really been thinking about this, and I'm just going to be really brutally honest with you. I've had a rough couple of days. I feel like the weight of the whole world just came crashing down yesterday, and all the sadness and all the just overwhelmed by all the death and all the illness and the police brutality and the unsolved cases. And I don't know, yesterday just seemed like everything just landed on me. And I found myself crying so much yesterday, even to the point where I turned the lights out to go to bed and laid my head on the pillow and found myself, like, again, overwhelmed with crying as I was going to sleep. And I can't help but think that there's something about that tied to the way that even when we think we're doing everything we can, there's more to do. And I don't mean that in the sense of putting ourselves in the position of feeling like we have to do more in terms of achievement or in terms of productivity. I actually think it means that there's more loving to do, and there's more giving from the place of love instead of from a place of feeling obligated and responsibility. And to check ourselves when we're not giving from that place of love, and to check ourselves when we're actually even holding back the love out of fear, to lean into the love even more, and to give from that spirit of being able to be generous. And I think that's part of the purpose piece as well, to look at how much chaos we create in our lives because we're not actually in the love. Let's see, Robin, it feels good to fix ourselves up even at home. It does. Safina, due to virus, sold my Maui home. I know, first world problem, but I've been crying every day. How do you know when you are in grief or in deep regret? Not sure if I made a mistake. Yeah, it's a good question about grief or regret. And I think that, to be honest, I don't make a lot of space in my life for regret. I don't really have a space in my life for regret, quite frankly. So I sort of put it all in the basket of the grief, and I let myself feel the grief for as long as I need to grieve, because it's not so much about did I make a mistake, it's about I made the choice I made because it was right at the time. So I could look back on so many choices in my life and want to beat myself up for a mistake or want to call it a regret. But the truth is that I did what I needed to do at the time, even if this present self would have made a different choice. Bija, hi, darling. On for just a little while. Me too, on sadness and crying for days. I know, I think the crying... I think the crying's good, and I am a crier, and I like to cry. I like that it lets me get it out. And some of you may have heard me talk about this. I definitely am a believer in crashing ourselves instead of getting crashed. So I will put on a super sad movie, or I will listen to a sad song or something to get myself crying so that I'm not sort of caught off guard by the crying. However, I just think that the events of the world right now, it's all really hard to just be with. And so I feel sort of like the crying, I'm getting kind of sucker punched. Yeah. Sarah, I had a migraine and felt I needed to just disconnect. Yep, I'm a big believer in the disconnecting too. Yep, it's been an emotional roller coaster. It has been. More loving, Gina, more forgiving, and more letting go. Paula, I felt the same way yesterday and woke up this morning, and because of you to a jump and called the shelter to help because it's so needed right now. Beautiful, Paula. Ida, my first commitment has been to learn to love myself and care for myself in the current world. I'm rebuilding my house from natural disasters and losses. Boundaries, yes, yes. And that's why I'm saying, you know, it's all well and good to want to and heal the world and fix the world, but it has to begin here. And we have to really get that we can't heal, fix, save anyone but ourselves. And when we're doing the inner work, that's what radiates out, and that's what helps to heal globally. Safina, right, a basket of grief. I have so much reverence for the grieving process, and to remember that we are in a time of grieving. This is a collective grief that we are experiencing right now around so many things. I mean, around all the deaths that we've experienced in this time, around life before, not returning to life as we once knew it. There's a grieving of that as well. There's a grieving around the uncertainty. There's a grieving around the unknown, and to let ourselves have that grief. Robin, regret is not serving us. Once we get on a path, we need to stay the course and make the most of our choice. Adine says, it's so heavy. Each night I pray myself to sleep. That's beautiful. Paulina, you're helping us be okay with not being okay. So that matters and makes a big difference in this world. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, of course, it is okay to not be okay. And I just noticed that, you know, that this morning, I was up really early, and I was just, you know, I meditated, I journaled, I did all my things, and I just, you know, and sometimes when I'm getting ready to come on Facebook Live, there's some element of like, okay, it's showtime. And then there's a whole other element of like, okay, what's really here? And it first of all, I can't show up any other way than how I am. That's just true. And I don't think it serves you to see me in any kind of presence that isn't presencing what's real and happening for me. So thank you for your willingness to continue to keep this a space of connection and acceptance and safety. And Ida says, tears are healthy, releasing cortisol and other distress chemicals in the body. One must cry it out, sweat it out, or urinate or hydrate it out. Yep. Karina, I think they're also very old tears from everything over the years. And that is what happens with grief. There's something called compounding grief. And so compounding grief is when you are grieving something in the present, and it is essentially accumulating from the past. So that's compounding grief or compounded grief. And I do think that that's something that we're all experiencing right now as well. Hey, Jennifer. Mary says, we are in the Cancer moon energy, and the energy is about emotion and moving emotion. So I'm allowing the crying. For me, the anxiety is overwhelming. Heavy energy right now. Yeah. So here's the thing also for this. Action alleviates overwhelm and anxiety. So even the smallest micro action will alleviate anxiety and overwhelm. Let's see. Robin, we love your realness. Thank you for being you. You are, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. So as we're talking about tuning in to your purpose, something that keeps sort of coming back to me is this idea, we're all looking for our purpose. And to me, that means we're looking for meaning. So we're looking for how to make our life more meaningful. And hey, I'll just let you guys know this. It's not really publicized, but for anyone who has not yet joined Destination Me, I'm thinking about this because this week in the live coaching session inside Destination Me, we did a whole process on Tuesday around making your life more meaningful now instead of waiting. And the doors are officially closing today in 45 minutes. So literally you have 45 minutes to join Destination Me. If you've not joined yet, and if you want to join us, my private coaching community, you've probably seen all about it inside Transform Together, and you've gotten emails. It's not going to open again until January. So if you know you want in and you've been on the fence or you've been delaying the decision making, this is your last chance. So it's nancylevin.com/DME. I'm just going to pop it in here. There it is. nancylevin.com/DME. And like I said, they're officially closing for 6 months in 45 minutes. And then they won't open again until January. Hello, Kate, my sister. So when we're talking about tuning into purpose, to me, it really is about tuning into meaning, tuning into how do we make our lives more meaningful, and how do we make our lives more meaningful for ourselves, and how do we then move that meaning out into the larger scale. And especially, I think, in this time right now, where for so many of us, there's this ongoing sense of like Groundhog Day. I've heard it from so many people, it's this ongoing sense of everything feeling very much the same, even with all of the disruption that we're experiencing. How do we make meaning now so that we're not constantly in that place of waiting for something else to happen, or we're not waiting for there to be an after? I mean, really to remember that this is our life. We are living inside of our life right now. And this happens to be the landscape of our life in the present moment. It will likely look as we go on, and it looked different before, but to not be in that when then mindset, to not be when COVID is over, then XYZ, or when, something, whatever it is, when this, then that. That's a really precarious proposition to put yourself in, because then you're always in the waiting, and you're always going to find some other excuse or reason to wait instead of acting right now. Safina, oh good, I'm glad you're joining right now. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Rini said, DME is life-changing, no exaggeration. Paula said, Destination Me was my gift to myself, and I felt so worthy, best gift I could ever give myself. I'm so happy to hear that. It is, I have to say, it is an extraordinary community. I am so grateful for the just divine connections that have been made inside of this community. And I love being able to come in and support you in making the changes that you want in your life. I've made really big changes to Destination Me moving forward. For those of you who might not know, I have moved all of my coaching programs inside the membership. So if you want access to my live coaching programs, they are in the membership. So everything is delivered live weekly via video. Nothing is pre-recorded, nothing's dripped out. Everything's happening in real time, and you have all the replays, and you have nearly 2 years worth of archived material to binge watch. So when you join, you have immediate access to all the archives and all the replays that are in there already. And our first new sessions begin next week. So I'm really excited about this. I have been wanting to take you on a really specific journey where you're going to be able to see you're going to be able to track your own process and your own progress along the way. And we're going to take it from being able to, make the change you want to make, take the jump, take the leap, to owning your own worth, to putting yourself first, making yourself a priority, to setting boundaries that stick. And then that's year 1. So we're going to be doing 4 coaching programs inside of the first year. And I'm excited for you to experience this, and I'm excited to witness you in the changes that you make. Janice, DME is one of the best things in my life ever. I keep peeling back the layers of my truth and what is important to me, so worth the time and effort. I love it. Hi, Adriana. Nice to be here. Robin says DME rocks. Rini says it's a family that grows together. I love it. Mary, what day is the live session on? The live sessions are going to be on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern. And if you can be there live, great. And if you can't be there live, that's no problem, because the next day, all the replays will be put up in the membership portal. So I have had people who've been in Destination Me and who've done actually group coaching programs with me who've never been able to be on a live session because of schedule. And what I've learned I used to agonize about this, and what I've learned is that there's no perfect time, there's no perfect day, and there's no perfect time of day. It's not possible. So I just had to sort of pick what worked. I'm trying to take into as many time zones and as many continents as I can, because I know we've got Australians and Europeans and North Americans, and we've got people from everywhere. So I did my best to do what works. And like I said, if you can't be there live, you can always watch the replay. And we have a private members only Facebook group. You can come in there and ask questions. You can come in there and get some coaching if you're not able to be on a session live. Safina, personal coaching sessions with you is through group coaching or DME. So Destination Me is now the only place where you're going to be able to get group coaching. So I still do my private one-on-one coaching, but I take on very few clients at a time. So the way to get coaching with me is through Destination Me. There is a little loophole. When you join Destination Me, you're going to have an option to book 30-minute one-on-one sessions with me. It's the only place that you're even going to be given that option, because it's not even something I offer anywhere else. So I'm going to in there for you to be able to book 30-minute one-on-one sessions with me at a price point that doesn't even exist in the open market, so to speak. So if you want any kind of coaching with me at this point, the answer is Destination Me. All right, cool. I wanted to just make sure I let you guys know that it's still open, only for now about a half an hour. Okay, so it's really critical when we're looking at this piece around purpose, around meaning, around mission, to make sure it connects within first before just jumping on an outward bandwagon, and to be able to do the work internally first so that you can have more impact externally. Otherwise, it's going to be hollow. And we want to make sure that we are devoting our time and attention and energy to what really matters most to us. And that's how we're going to be able to have impact on the world. A lot of people think that it's really about just sort of muscling through and pushing through something into the outside world, but it has to start here. The seed is here. Let me just take a look here. I'm seeing some questions. Paulina, wait, what? If we signed up for DME, we have the option of a 30-minute one-on-one with you. And Bija's saying, good, thrilled with the one-on-one coaching option, important to me. Yes. So here's the deal. You'll be getting some information about this soon. I am making available to only members of DME opportunities to sign up for 30-minute one-on-one coaching sessions at a very reduced fee. So, like I said, I don't offer one-off coaching sessions to begin with, and so this is something you can't book with me otherwise. It's only something that you can actually book and purchase if you are a member of DME. And like I said, you'll be getting some more information about this soon. Mary, I took the jump into Destination Me. I'm excited to board the journey. Fantastic. I'm excited for you. And Wendy, hi Wendy. I'm glad you're here too. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So the first thing is, how are you going to make a difference in your own life? How are you going to make a difference in your own life? And then from there, you'll be able to make a difference in the lives of others. But it's all going to begin with you. So I'm posing the challenge to you here. What is one action you are willing to take this week? What's one action you're willing to take this week? What's one different choice you're willing to make this week that is going to change your relationship to yourself? That's going to have impact on you. What's the change you can make so you can have impact on your own life first? That is going to put you in the direction of more purpose and more meaning. So I'd love to hear from you if you want to share, if you want to use this space as a place for commitment and accountability. A bird just hit my window. It startled me, but he's fine. He flew off. That's never happened. Whew. Okay. So again, one action you can take, one choice you can make to create impact in your own life first. What's it going to be for this week? I know, Rini, it's scary. So one action you can take, one change you can make, one choice you can make that you know will have significant impact on your own life. That's going to support you in connecting with purpose and meaning and mission. Mary, I took the action to join DME. I'm committing to shifting me. I love it. That's where the shift has to begin. The shift has to begin here. It's really ultimately about moving from victim and blame to responsibility and accountability. That's really where the progression begins. And so how are you going to start taking responsibility for the changes that you want to make in your own life? Robin, stick to my healthy eating plan, no cheating. Paula, get up by 7 a.m. and meditate and journal until 7:30. Renee, hi all, everyone, so glad to come together on this beautiful day. Welcome. Yes. Carrie, I've decided to do mirror work, looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself I love myself. I love it. Classic Louise Hay. I've dabbled in this before, but I'm wanting to be more consistent in doing it. I can feel myself so happy when I do it. I love that. I love that. I do. Rini, action this week. Prepare early for my next Levin Life Coach Academy practice client session, not last minute. Look at you. I love it. Excellent, Rini. Nice. I love that you popped that in there. All right. So, Corinna, it is not brand new this week, but relatively new that I'm writing every day. Nothing great coming out yet, so could give up. So my commitment is to continue. Beautiful. Paulina, that bird means something in Sicilian folklore. If it hits and flies off, it's a sign of your guardian angel, sign of things improving after a difficult period in your life. Paulina, thank you for sharing that with me. Wow. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wendy, I changed my action I mentioned in DME and enrolled in a group of singles and got into contact with new people. I love it, Wendy. Awesome. Awesome. Christiana, yes, I adore DME. Congrats on your expansion both within yourself and in DME, Nancy. It takes a very grounded individual to hold space in such an expansive way. Just beautiful. Mary, bird hitting the window means we are overcoming obstacles. Wow. I did not ever know this. Okay, great. Thank you. Adriana, I want to avoid distractions on my set goals for my new business. Right. So the action, create the action plan for reaching the goals. That's what's going to put you in motion to avoid the distractions. Okay, my goodness, time really flew today, I think. So a couple things to remind you. The doors to Destination Me are closing in a half an hour. No more extensions. We're getting all the last minute stragglers. So if you have not made your decision yet, time to make it. Don't let me make the decision for you by closing the doors with you still knocking on them. And the other thing I'm just going to remind you, if you haven't already grabbed the freebie, I've got it up in the caption here, your updated operating manual, the new building blocks for your liberated life. If you haven't grabbed that freebie, the link is right up there too. So always looking for ways that I can support you, always wanting to give you as many resources as I can to help you go within. And that's really what your updated operating manual does. It's going to support you in tuning into your purpose because it's having you access what's happening here, even amidst what's happening in the outside world. All right, loves, thanks for being here with me today. We'll be back together again next week. And like I said, you've got 26 minutes to join Destination Me if you haven't already. See you on the inside.